Hi. This is one of the videos I wanted to make for the longest, I think. I released it a few months back, maybe a few months. An Excel sheet that you can see here, down there, who knows? I'll figure it out. About the way I make my Excel sheets for the artist Alice. Check out like the things I've sold, like how much profit I'm making, which items sell best and worst, and I've made it in a file you can get for free on my Ko-fi. And I figured it'd be a good idea to do a proper tutorial on how to set it up and use it. I did put in like a written one on the file so you can just get that and do whatever you want with it, but I figured it'd be a good idea to do like a follow along where I set up the file as I use it, and do you can follow along or you can just ignore whatever I make. It's like it's your file, it's for your setup, so you're free to do the way you think it's best for yourself. But this is the way I do it, and it's a system that works for me. So I figured it'd be a good idea, like to share it, so you can figure it out as well. I'm going to jump over to my screen, so you won't be seeing this face anymore. Have fun, I guess, seeing tables and formulas. This is the template I've shared on the website for free. So if you want, you can just download. There should be a link somewhere in the description for it. I left the setup with some information input into the file so you could see how it works. I really like working it this way because this means basically that I can, right from the start, say, imagine the table cost me like 15 euros. So that's 15 euros. It means I can go to the con knowing exactly how much money I need to make to break even, and then how many sales I need to make. Like, at what point in the convention will I turn a profit? Because it tells me right away the cost of everything and how it, you know, how much things cost and how much I'm putting in. So whenever I make a sale, as people get a cash or read like the numbers to send the money to, I'm inputting on my file the number of things I've sold in each category, and that's how I keep track of my sales. Now, this is a very basic setup as it is right now. This is not how I have mine. You can see in the tutorial I've shared somewhere down here. I spread out things because one of the things I'm interested in knowing and figuring out is how many things of each item I do sell over the year, so I can understand like how many of them I sell well, how many don't sell at all. So this is a big setup just to figure out like basic pricings and stuff. But I like to have it with more stuff than this. So what I'm gonna do right from the start is I'm gonna use these tabs over here to separate the sort of items um, I have for sale. So imagine here I'm gonna put like charms. And this section will stop being stickers and printers or whatever. I'll just input whatever else I want to put in. So for example, let's say I do have a Cult of the Lamb charm for sale and it's sold at, god, let's say 6. And then I'll have another charm residual potion and put it at 7. And somewhere else in here, like uh, bubble tea, and I'll put it at 10. So what this does over here, this is like as basic as it goes in terms of like math in this file, which is this basically is saying that this cell right here times 6 is the number of like money I'll be making off it. So it means that if I put 2 here, that gives me 12 because it's multiplying the number of things by the price I have, and it gives me straight up the value. Okay, this being done, it means that the next one up, I'm gonna copy this right here, and I will put it here, another one. So what I'll do to extend this vertically is I'll go right here actually, and put insert one row below. So that will add a new tab for me to work on. And one below, and one below. So, and one more over here, one below. So now I'll go here, paste it, and then this time this section, this is not charms anymore. For me, this I guess would be stickers probably. I'll change the value. This is the thing, you'll have to input everything you want manually, but also if this entire section, which I haven't like worked out the rest, because I'm assuming you'll have like plenty of stickers. I have like 30 of them. It's a lot. I'm trying to figure out how to solve that issue because I cannot stop making stickers. Okay, so let's say I do have a Cutler of the Lambs sticker and I have a potion and I have a bubble tea, but all of these are sticker sheets. Uh, what I do to make this easier on my side to figure out like what's going on the file and then find them during the convention itself is these are going to be like a fast way to the section, and then each item of the section will have its own color. So right now they're like they're shifting between these two hues, and I'm gonna put them, let's say this light awful blue that I'm actually gonna change something else because I'm disliking it. Okay, let's say this color over here. So now this is the color of my sticker sheets. Imagine this section is sticker sheets instead of like the regular stickers. Um, and then over here on another tone, I'll have the regular stickers. So I'm gonna have like a cat, I'm gonna have a ghost, I'm gonna have a catfish, because I do have a catfish sticker, which I'm very fond of, but I don't think it's gonna sell well outside of specific markets like Portugal, because we're a very catfish based country. Uh, so these are regular stickers, and then down here I'm going to put the third color like so. And this down, God, I know these colors aren't like matching the best. It's just for the show off. My setup looks like a circus, but not quite like this. Um, and in this tone, I'm gonna go put some stickers like I have a trope candy pack. Um, and so on. I'm gonna fill this one out with other things, such as, let's say I do have a bubble tea. I have, what else I have as holographic? I have the Swearwolves stickers, and let's say the Agretsuko. It's not a Agretsuko sticker I have. Whoop. Okay, so the colors are going to be like a quick code for me to find the specific items that I'm looking for. And for the price range, I've marked it here as 2. And if I want everything to have the same price, you just have to grab this thing down here and pull it all the way down to where you want it to end. And now every item here is the thing next to it times 2, just as a first. This is very useful when you want to fill out like complete tabs like this. For this site, I like to keep on the store its own tab with the items themselves, because at some point you're gonna have, hopefully you're gonna have like a bunch of content events spreading this out further, and this will be way down to the right, too far away from the first column so you can see what items are selling. So I like to put one at each end of the thing. Same way this here keeps going down all the way down here. So this keeps track, this over here keeps track on how many times you've sold that specific item. So now that we know this isn't just a generic charm, it's a Cult of the Lamb charm, I can put 3 here and 6 here, and we'll know that you've sold overall throughout the year, through events and through the store, 9 items, which is very useful to keep track of what keeps selling, what sells well, what doesn't. And what I like to do here is to make sure I have like a strong visual cue right away. I like to go to do a conditional formatting, which you find over here on format, conditional formatting. And here, this thing is going to show up on the side, and basically you can input whatever. So let's say that everything greater or equal to 20 gets a new color. Done. So that means that if I have something that I sell at least 20 of, it's gonna pop up and I'll know that's better than, less than that. But you can keep going. You don't have to stop at one. So you have this one here, and you can keep adding rules so you can have different ranks of things. I like to have one for, let's say, one for zero equal to zero. So we can, feel that pain right away. And why not another one for less or equal to 10? And this has another color for itself. I'm going to put this one down here. Done. So that means that everything that doesn't sell at all is going to have a big, strong thing marking it up, and you can keep track of that. But if something sells well, you can also put it in different spots. I'm just filling this out so you can see how that works out. And you can keep track that way of, God, I'll just do it the lazy way. Boop. And you can keep track of what items are doing really well and which ones are doing really badly. It doesn't have specific numbers. I think I've put in like less than 5 from some of mine instead of just a straight up 0, so I can see what's not, going well at all. And then this adds up to your total. You can see that the total here doesn't match the one here. This is summing these two bits. Because what I wanted to do, like, there's a difference between the profit from your shop or from an event and your overall profit, specifically because you also have things that transfer over, right? You're going to print stuff, you're going to buy supplies, and those are things that you don't buy for one specific market. You buy for the shop, you buy for several markets because you don't sell out everything at every event. I mean, I hope. I hope you do. I hope I do, but that doesn't happen. So you don't really make the same expenses for everything else. Besides, prices change, so instead of you inputting them on straight up on the item itself and being like, hey, a charm costs €5 and I'm selling at 6, so I'd actually put €1 of profit over here instead of the value I'm selling it at. This way, I can discount the prices over here, so like the value, the output I get over the actual profit, which is the one down here, stays consistent with the money I've spent, instead of like trying to make an average out of items you buy in different shops. Maybe you print from different suppliers or different kinds of paper, you try different things, and you don't have to mess up your values up here. You can just keep everything down here and have a straight up value. Okay, so this is total sales. This is the online shop. This is how you add new items, the categories to things. So now how about a new event? It's exactly the same thing as we've done for this down here, except of going downwards, it goes sideways. So I'd go here to B and input, insert one column to the left, and then do the same thing again. And then I'm just going to copy this one up right here and paste it over here. And congratulations, you have a new event. I like to keep the newest events to the left. So this is the start of the year, and then we go towards the end of the year over here. So when I open the file on my phone, I always have as close to the actual item itself, and I have less trouble finding things, scrolling up and down, and checking out how it works. So this is pretty easy. Then what I also like to add, which I've input here in the tutorial, what's on the table. Because the thing is, I do put a key on my file, which marks the events, because you're going to keep adding new events at some point. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one? Yeah, okay. You keep adding new events to them. I'm going to add new items to your events. As the year goes on, you don't stick to the same things you started the year with, and you want to keep track of what didn't sell, not because you didn't, like it's not a good product, but because you didn't have it on the table yet. So for example, imagine if this Agritsuka sticker down here didn't exist up until the event number 2. I'd put a mark here with a specific color just to highlight the fact that in this event this didn't exist. Now you can keep one color for everything. What I do, I have this system where I put the key for the 3 different kinds of reasons that it's not on the table. So either it didn't exist yet, I chose not to put on the table because I didn't have room for it, or it's sold out. And sold out, I even put it on the event itself. So imagine this ghost sticker I sold 20 off in this one con. It sold out during the event. I put it the color over it. So now I know like I sold 20 of them, but I might have sold more if not for the fact that I just didn't have more supply with me. So that's a good thing to keep on track. Another thing that can also, or you can join with this one, which I do have on my own, is I add a tab for events without sales. What this means, I'm going to do just like it says over here. I'm going to copy this bit over here. Um, this means that you can track not just the amount of things you sell, but how, like, in how many events are you selling these things at all. So I'm just going to put the code over here because I should have copied other things first. All right. So I'm going to copy this tab first, or maybe just these two. Yeah. I'm going to put here, what did I call it? Okay, let's call it no sales. So on no sales, you want to copy this count if for over here. And this is going to count basically from the A3, whoop, actually should be from B3. Can be A. Up to, let's say, F3. It's going to count the blanks. That's what this bit over here means. So this means that during this tab, it's going to count how many times it doesn't show at all. This guy's, it's 0 times it hasn't sold at all because all 3 of these have a row. But as we grab these and scroll it down, you can see there are a few of them, like this one. No, sorry. Like this one that didn't sell at all because in none of the things so far it has a sale. You can use it in addition to this thing over here, which means like, hey, it didn't sell at all, but maybe this is a brand new item. It hasn't had time to shine yet because you didn't have it before like the latest event you have. So it's a bit harsh to judge it based on not having sold it so far. So I use these two together to figure out if something just hasn't sold at all and why it hasn't sold, or a reason why it might have not have sold so far. So these are things I like to do. I will remove all the conditioning for this one. Am I removing them all? Oh, that's fine. I don't like that one over here. But in this case, you can figure out like right away that would work out. You have so you can see like this one has sold all the time, which is good. So we have the numbers working in opposites over here, which in here as 0 is a good thing because it figures out you always sold the item no matter what event you went to. And here it means you just haven't sold the thing at all. So one of these is enough. This is just an extra layer of analytics you can put into your setup. I think that's most of what I had here for the tutorial to keep track. Number of sales, what's on the table, new events, new products, and change prices. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is how I set up my things. I keep adding tabs to the left for new events and tabs down for new items. And I keep track of the expenses out of everything. Here for expenses outside of the specific market. So here I'd only put the table, tips. Sometimes you have to balance out things out, like you put something on the table you only had one of and it's not yet up here, so you write it down here in a hurry. Sometimes you have to travel and you have other expenses like hotels and food and stay and so on. So this is where I keep track of expenses for the specific events, here being fees and shipping and packaging, so on. And down here for the materials themselves, which is common like to everything up here. And I think that's it. Okay, I lied. I'm back just for a second, right at the end, but well, once again, this is how I set up the file, so you can do whatever you think works best for yourself. You don't have to, have to do everything I did. I like adding more things, and I'll keep adding things to the actual tutorial I have for free on my shop, and I'll keep posting announcements on my Instagram, on my coffee, when I do make an update to the file, because whenever I figure out something new that works on my personal sheet, I add it to this one so you guys can use whatever I've learned as well. But one thing I find real useful about like this setup in Google Sheets and specifically is that I can just see it on my phone or my tablet, whatever. So for example, here you have like my setup, and you can just like in an instant add things up. I also had one sec. I also have like the stock I have on my things where it lights up where things go. I use the setup for the conditional formatting that I spoke before to highlight the things I need to reprint or that I'm low on stock on, so I can in an instant see where everything lands. Um, so I'm adding things to my own. You can add things to yours as well. You don't have to stick what I've showed you, but it's very useful to have it on your phone, on the go, and just update it live as an event goes. I found it so useful to be able to see when I break even, when I start making profit, when I reach net levels I think are that make the event worth spending my time and energy and resources on, because it's not just about breaking even. It's about, we don't usually account for our labor time in these things. And this way, I can just have a tool that makes me not have to second guess if I've done enough for the day. I just have something right there that tells me right away, like, listen, this is how much you're bringing home today after everything. And that's a relief. So I just want to add that little bit. I'd show it on my phone, but I'm using it to record this, so I can't. Uh, that's it. Enjoy it, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.